Many people are going missing and vanishing. For y'all who watch the news, right? Y'all probably be seeing all these news stories of all these different people going missing, right? You probably seen all these news stories about women going missing and all these different little boys and little girls. And many of them are oftentimes never seen again. And I saw a statistic the other day. It said that between the last 2 years, over 13,000 black women were missing in the U.S. And many of them were never heard from again. Many of them are missing, they're vanishing in thin air, never to be seen again. Where are these people? And I've seen a few cases like this recently. I believe there was a woman in her early 30s in California. I believe her name was Chantel Brooks or something like that. They said last month she was leaving CVS at like 1:20 a.m. in the morning coming from work. And the police saw the footage of her going to her car, but they have yet to find her or her car. Recently, there was a woman who traveled from New York to Vegas. They claimed she went to go meet some friend. I believe they said it was a guy. And now, she was missing for 2 weeks straight. The family was getting strange messages from her phone. And now they finally found her body just a few days ago. With all these stories about people vanishing, people going missing, people, they just find their cars abandoned, no trace in sight. People, they're just gone off the radar when they had their whole life ahead of them. They had a college, education, a job, never to be seen from again. Now, you have to understand is that there's a lot of evil people out there. We got a lot of evil forces out there. You got a lot of people to where they're murderers. It's sad to say, but some of these people who are never heard from again, especially after it's been like a long time, like numerous years plus, unfortunately, many of them, they're not alive. Many of them were murdered. Some of them were raped. I'm not going to say for because, this is social media. They were raped and murdered afterwards. Some of them, they were sold into sex trafficking, sex slavery. Let's see, y'all, that organ harvesting business is a big business. You got a lot of people, they're being trafficked. Some people are being trafficked for sex. Some people are being trafficked for their organs. I know there's been stories of them finding people, especially black people, with their organs missing. So, we got a lot of people who are going missing this day and time. They're never being heard from again. Their families don't know what happened to them. Many times their bodies are not found. You got people who've been missing since the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. Never to be found from again. See, y'all, this is why you gotta always keep your head on a swivel. I'm just gonna be honest. When you guys are going outside, especially if you're going outside at night, especially if you're a woman, you gotta always have your eyes open because there's a lot of wicked people in society. The world is not peaches and cream. We're not in heaven yet. Until God comes back and destroy this world, we are in a wicked world where the devil has overtaken many people. Many people, they're overtaken by demons. And you got a lot of people who got wickedness inside of them. You got people who got the spirit of murder, the spirit of rape, the spirit of sexual morality, the spirit of envy and jealousy. A lot of times, some of these people who go missing, they don't shock me that some of these people went missing by their own family members or friends. People who set them up to go missing. That's why y'all, you gotta be very careful of people you hang around. For y'all, when you travel outside, y'all just gotta always pay attention to your surroundings. Always keep your head in a swivel. Never be dull to what is happening around you. Because I remember being a college student, right? Being a college student, I'll sometimes get off the bus late at night. Sometimes come out of my car late at night, right? And there's been times, numerous times, where I'll be walking by and a lot of people, especially a lot of women, and they will have their head down in their phone. They won't be paying attention. They'll just be walking straight, not even knowing that there's somebody behind them. And what you have to understand is, what if I was not behind them? What if it was somebody else who had vicious intent? They would never seen it coming. I've seen it happen with a lot of kids. They just walk with their head in the phone. Nobody around, and it's late at night. It's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Seeing it with other numerous grown women. I'm talking about grown women. Walk with their head down in the phone. Not paying attention to their surroundings. Not looking around. You see, y'all, you gotta be very careful in this world that we're in. Because you got a lot of people to where they got evil intent. They will see you walking. They'll think you're not paying attention. They will see that you don't have your head on a swivel. And they'll think that you're an easy target. See, y'all, this week I'll always pay attention to your surroundings and always be aware. See, me, when I walk at night, When I'm going outside, I'm paying attention to my surroundings. I'll look around every few minutes. If I see somebody walking by me, I might turn my head a little bit to the side so I can see my peripheral vision. I remember one time I was walking at night coming from work, a few years back. I saw a guy. He was jogging at night. So I was walking, and because I always got my head on a swivel, I always pay attention. I noticed a guy running towards me, so I turned around and I faced towards him. And he wasn't doing nothing wrong. He was just jogging, getting his exercise at night, right? But still though, I'm paying attention. You see, the problem is a lot of people, the reason why so many people go missing a lot of times is because they don't have their head on a swivel, they're not paying attention. You see, how I was able to notice that guy, many people would never even notice him until he ran by. That's why you always pay attention to your surroundings. You see, y'all, always pay attention to your surroundings. Keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to what's going around you. Especially if you at night. At night, try to, if you gotta go outside at night, try to go out. Especially if you're a woman, try to go outside in a group. Cause I seen numerous stories about women being followed at night. I seen stories about, I remember one time I saw a news story where a woman, she got her car, like somebody rear-ended her. And the guy, he got out to get her info, but it was like 3 a.m. at night. And it was like a small town she was passing through. And there was nobody else around. You see, that would have been very risky. And she said she drove off because she didn't feel comfortable just being alone with that guy. Because she felt that there was something off. I see numerous videos about women talk about how a white van will pull beside them. And they'll tell them, oh, there's something wrong with your tire. Oh, you dropped something. And the moment they come out, somebody try to grab them. I seen a lot of those stories, yo. That's why y'all, you gotta always pay attention. Keep your head on a swivel. If you gotta get something for self-defense, if you gotta take up, boxing or MMA, if you gotta, get a taser, pepper spray, or if you live in a state where it's so awful for you to get concealed carry easy, and you ain't got no criminal record, listen, you gotta have ways to defend yourselves. Cause I know some religious people, they're gonna be so religious, they're gonna be like, oh, we don't need all that, we don't know all that. Listen, I'm just going by the world we're in. And according to the scriptures, it is not a sin to know how to defend yourself. David said he trains his hands like a boxer. Read the book of Psalms. King David, he killed Goliath. God called Samson to be a warrior. In the book of Luke, Jesus told the 12 disciples to sell everything they have so they could have a sword. One of the 12 disciples even picked up a sword and said, Jesus, I have a sword. And he told him it is enough. He didn't say, oh, don't have a sword. He didn't say, oh, it's bad. You got some people that are so religious and they're not, you got some people to where, remember how the Bible says, don't be so heavily minded to where you know earthly good? We got some people to where they are so religious they lack common sense. But listen, y'all, with all this kidnappings going on and people going missing, and so, there's been numerous times I went to a gas station and I'll see all these different missing kids, missing young adults on the screen. And it's alarming, especially when it comes to black women. They say, black women, they make up, they're disproportionately a large part of people go missing. Remember, black women are a minority in the U.S. And I believe they make up 40 or 45% of missing people. It's crazy. But you see, a lot of times these kidnappers, they try to target neighborhoods where, the police might not be as present, where the women may not have husbands with them, where they might be a single mother by themselves, where some of them probably don't have the resources. That's why, y'all, like I said, if you gotta avoid going out at night, it can happen in day too, but at daytime the risk is less. But when you're going outside, just keep your head on a swivel. But especially at night, always pay attention to your surroundings. Always look around every few minutes. Always keep your head aware of what's going around you. Because I'm telling you, when you alert, you're less likely to be a victim. I even heard robbers saying it in a prison documentary one time. There was accident how they pick their victims, and they say they go after people who they don't believe will defend themselves, people who don't pay attention. They say height and weight don't even matter to them. They say a man who's 6 feet tall, who not paying attention, who walk with his head down, and not paying attention, he an easy victim. Versus a woman who walk with her head up and she look directly at them and she aware of her surroundings, they're not going to retarget her. See, a lot of these people who are in this wickedness, like kidnappings and trafficking and all that, a lot of them, they were going after people who look like victims. People who walk with their head down, they park in isolated areas at night, they're not paying attention to their surroundings, they got their head in the phone. That's why, y'all, you gotta always pay attention to what's going around you. Always remember that this world we're in is a fallen world. And until Jesus Christ comes back and destroys this world, there's a lot of wickedness in it. So just always pay attention to the people around you. Be very careful of people you open up to. Because you got some people to where they will act like they're your friend and they got hidden intentions. You got some people to where you think that you guys are bonding and they got other things in their mind. Just always be aware of what's going around, because it's alarming how many people go missing so easy. Especially a lot of black women. Many of them go missing, they never heard from again. I saw a news story just a few days ago. There was like some woman, she was driving like through Oklahoma, and she saw her family, she was on her way. They found, like, they've yet to find her. It's an alarming thing. It's like, it's going on at an alarming rate. And the thing is, we don't even know what's going on with many of these people. You don't know if they're in sex trafficking. You don't know if they've been sold off. You don't know if they're even possibly alive. Like, it's sad, yo. But that's like I said, yo. Know how to defend yourself. If you gotta get pepper spray, concealed carry, whatever it is, learn boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whatever it is, learn it. Because in this world that we're in, there's a lot of wickedness that's going on. Learn how to defend yourself. Keep your head up, eyes open. Don't park in dark, isolated areas by yourself at night, especially if you're a woman. Try to park in an area where it's well lit. You got a crowd of people. You got people walking the street. So, you got like people around you. God forbid anything happens. Be careful. People will try to hit you at night and then tell you to get out so you guys can exchange information. Be careful with people. Vans coming right next to you out of nowhere. Or cars in general. Always make eye contact, especially when you're walking past people in the street. Just don't give off that perception that you're an easy victim. Do not give off that perception like somebody could just easily do something to you. I'm telling you, got a lot of people in this world, they're looking for victims. And it's sad what's happened to so many people. I even saw a story about a woman who went missing in 1995. This was before I was even born. She was on her porch, and next day when her kids woke up, she was gone. And a lot of those stories are real. We don't know what happened to that woman. There's so many other people. That's why y'all gotta pay attention. If you gotta go outside, bring some friends with you. If you're a woman, bring some guy friends, some girlfriends. You don't want to say girlfriends, I mean women who are friends. If you got concealed carry or pepper spray, bring it with you. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't park in dark, isolated areas. Be careful of cars coming by you at night, especially vans. Just keep your eyes open, because we got a lot of wickedness in this world. So, y'all, stay blessed, be safe. And like I said, don't be null to your surroundings. Always keep your head on a swivel.